Yeah, I'd say it runs all right. Fits. You make things fit.
Well, they are.
What's up, Burrito? Shade Tree Surgeon here. Come on in, man. With my very good friend, Eric Allard.
How you doing, sir?
Friend of the channel for years and years at this point. Made some pretty awesome content together over the years, or you've made some pretty awesome bikes over the years, and I've taken some videos of them.
It's been good content.
It's been fun, and you've come a long way too, man. From the place you're at to this place here to owning Morris Magneto.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Owning Morris Magneto, for somebody like you, it's got to be crazy because everything you do is about both overcomplication but aesthetic and simplification of things that aren't aesthetic.
It's true, yeah. Which is kind of like, you know, it goes right along with making the mags. And...
You know, there's nothing beautiful about an ignition system, and there's definitely nothing beautiful about electronic ignition system.
But Magneto ignition system,
it's beautiful. This is the simplification and making it aesthetic and making it beautiful. Now, when it comes to overcomplicating things that don't have anything to do with making the motorcycle run, well, that's just art. Now, coming up to this, which is wild, if you guys think that we're just standing in front of a stripped down Road King or Road Glide or whatever this started out life as, Milwaukee 8 rubber mounted.
FLT RXS, it started as, I think.
It's a Road Glide. It's a Milwaukee 8 powered Road Glide. And if you're just looking at this and you glance at it, you might just think that this is a wrecked up bike that has been slapped back together. But if you take a closer look at where that camshaft is, you'll see a big shiny Magneto hanging off of it. And you probably can't see from there, but behind that S&S teardrop, which you can certainly throw on a fuel injected bike.
You can.
There's not a throttle body behind that anymore.
It's a S&S Super G.
So this is a carbureted, mag-fired Milwaukee 8. This is the first, right?
I think so, yeah. The very first mag-driven M8 motor. So I don't think there's ever been another one.
You see people do one-offs with Magnetos every once in a while that are really, really cool. I think some of the coolest ones are here. I'm biased. I love a hometown hero. I would say that you're probably biased too, but also humble sometimes, so you might name somebody else's. But when it comes to one-off mags, one of the very first videos that we ever did together that went viral was a Kawasaki H2 750cc two-stroke digger chopper that was mag-driven by an old tractor mag that Eric looks like magic, but I guess calling it magic is an insult to engineers everywhere. An engineer is the opposite of magic. It looks like it to us, though.
Make it work, that's it.
By hook or by crook, that's always been his style. As far as one-off mags, I know there's that one you did. There was a guy who did the BMW R18 out of Australia.
Yeah,
that did a really
with
cool
a Morris
one.
mag.
Did he use one of yours?
He used a Morris mag, yeah. The Glenferry has two old Fairbanks, actually off a Wisconsin engine.
That's completely manufactured in-house. And again, you see, a lot of you guys were saying that you saw this bike on tour at the AIM Expo, which you remember it there, but when the AIM Expo was all clean, now this thing's got road grime and oil leaking and dirt all over it. Not because Eric doesn't take care of his shit, but because, believe it or not, looking at this thing, he fucking rides them.
Usually the Harley, the intake is both right here, but this has two front heads with the back head turned around. So then you have a clean intake here and a clean intake over there. And it puts the intake and exhaust on the other side. Theoretically, in the future, without giving away too much, since this was originally a dual spark plug design, it was.
I assume at some point there could be a 2-mag system on this.
Well, we actually have a spark plug wire kit that you can put on and run all 4 spark plugs off of 1 mag. It converts it to a single fire system, so there's no more wasted spark, and it fires all 4 if you want. But I've been told by several guys that race these engines and that they run 2 plugs. Basically, the 4 is for emissions.
So that's the other wild thing about this engines in general, and the future of motorcycles. It's something that, I don't know, it's kind of weird to say because you're like, dude, we're not going to live to see the future, right? But there's a part of you that goes, man, it hurts. I don't want us to be the last generation that gets to enjoy unadulterated, pure motorcycles. A motorcycle that has a mag driving it, gasoline and air coming through mechanical venturis and needles and jets and all that, where this is purely not one single clanking machine, except for something that's gear driven, air driven, and physically in this world is making this bike go. And I know electronics are in this world too, but there's something special about not having a single stitch of electronics on this.
It's a little more mechanical, yeah.
And it's about emissions, which I've always felt like motorcycles kind of get the short end of the stick when it comes to emissions, because at least in America, there's a fraction of them on the road compared to cars, and where there are a lot of motorcycles in Southeast Asia, I don't think they got catalytic converters on them.
I don't think so, no.
So people talk about engines getting bigger, 4 spark plugs, all this stuff. Most of it is to do with burning the fuel and getting lower emissions. It's not really about performance, or if it is about performance, it's about making it perform around all the restrictions that it has because of emissions.
Right, which is probably why the smallest motor they have is 1750 cc.
That's something that people don't realize a lot. They go, man, motors just keep getting bigger. They just keep getting more powerful. It's crazy. They have to. They got to get bigger to make the same amount of power to get around all this emissions crap, which is why once you pull a lot of this stuff off, the Milwaukee 8 is capable of some pretty crazy numbers.
Yeah.
I'd be very, very eager to see in its final state what a carbureted Milwaukee 8 does versus a fuel injected one. And I would be willing to say it might do less numbers or something like that. That is a possibility, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'd be curious.
I don't know. Wide open throttle, they say nothing performs like a carburetor, you know, and nothing atomizes the fuel like a carburetor.
I feel the same way.
I don't know. We'll see.
I think that's the difference between vinyl and a CD, man.
Yeah. And when you twist the throttle on here, you're actually pulling the cable and opening the butterfly, not just yanking on a wire.
Oh yeah, no. You want to see the old throttle cable? Hold up right here for a second. We're going to show you the old throttle cable. Somewhere in here, somewhere in all of this, somewhere in all of this. Oh wait, we're missing some over here. Hey, we got even more. Somewhere in all of this is what Harley Davidson would have you believe is a throttle cable. I don't know which one it is. It's a 5-volt throttle cable, but somewhere in there is a throttle cable. I don't know if you were to take this apart, how many miles of wiring. Not a mile, but it's a lot.
It could be. I mean, there's a lot of wires in there.
Just in here we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Another 4 there, 16, 18, 24, 26. I might be off by a few here, 34, 36. We're gonna go ahead and just say like a rough count, like 36 to 40 individual connectors on this thing, with anywhere from 4 to some of them look like they got about 30 pins in these connectors here. Something like this right there is my worst nightmare. I don't like messing with this stuff, dude.
Not necessary.
So if you have all of this stuff on your Milwaukee 8, on your Softail Milwaukee 8, or if you have it on your Road Glide, if you have all this and it scares you, well, now you can just toss it all right behind you and the bike fires up just fine, which I'm gonna have you do right now. That is wild. It runs, it starts, it stops. If you have a Milwaukee 8 Softail, or if you have a Milwaukee 8 Road King Road Glide rubber mounted bike, you could make your bike like this bike. Now, to me, this seems wild still. This seems insane. To be able to take all that stuff, that big mass, that cracking monster from the deep over there of black, red, yellow, and blue wires. It's like something out of your worst nightmare. It's Call of the Cthulhu.
And all the boxes that those plugged into.
Dang,
you don't need those either. So it's
talking about no ABS, no nothing. Which I don't think you need. If you know how to ride a motorcycle, I'll get argued about this all day long, but ABS tells you when you break traction. But if you know your bike and you know your tires and you know the road conditions, you are going to be able to take that way closer to breaking traction than ABS will ever let you get, in my opinion. It's a reason they don't put them on dirt bikes. If this interests you, and my first thought when I see this obviously isn't a Road Glide, that's one that what Eric got a hold of because he needed a test mule to test all this stuff out, make sure it worked before you sell it, and you're selling it.
Yeah.
You can right now, you can buy the kit that's on this motorcycle right now at morrismagneto.com. That comes with the carb support adapter and the Morris Mag down there. As far as getting rid of all the wiring, have at it. What is there to mess up at that point? Use a pair of kitchen shears if you want to. No, that's not real advice. Don't do that. You should probably save your wiring harness just in case, but literally just rip the wiring harness out. There's a couple other things here that we'll go over with Eric, but this is so crazy to to me because this seems like something that's a one-off. I've seen a couple carbureted Milwaukee 8s, even though this is the first mag-driven Milwaukee 8. Any engine, that has compression and spark, can be converted to carburation, is what it is. It's everything else that's the problem that makes the spark and everything else on top of that. And all of a sudden you eliminate those two things, put in a key switch over here with a relay, and that's all you need. And your light, of course, like any other headlight work, you're building a chopper, you know?
Exactly, just like you turn the key on, it's wired straight to it, and that's it. And from the regulator, you just run one wire to the battery, and that, you know, keeps it charged.
If you had enough ass to kick something like this over, I guess it would be possible. I personally probably wouldn't want to try. And I weigh 300 pounds, so I think you probably should keep your electric starter if you're going to do a mag-driven Milwaukee 8. But if you've got a CNC machine and a can-do attitude, have at it. I'm sure somebody at some point will.
Yeah.
You can make your bike like this bike. That's Softail Milwaukee 8s, Road King Milwaukee 8s. And when you say Softail, that's everything from the Breakout to the Heritage to... I fucking don't know all the names of them. It doesn't matter. You know what they are. It's any Milwaukee 8 powered Harley Davidson. I assume pre the new update. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to look at the new ones yet or not.
The carb adapters only fit up to 2023, and I think the mag will fit the newer ones. Everything except the VVT, the variable. But I'm not sure about those. There may be a way we could work that out. But
well, if you spring for a variable valve time in Harley Davidson, you're probably not watching this video wondering how you convert it to carburation and mag firing.
Probably not.
I imagine you're out somewhere having a great time listening to loud music on the road. Nothing against it. If that's how you want to enjoy your ride, I got nothing but love for you. We're all riding motorcycles. It's all fun. I like this. I like simple. I like nothing to go wrong. And this is about as simple as it gets. That engine is an air pump and there ain't nothing else special about it. One of the things that's really exciting to me is kind of the whole chopper thing. Even in the very beginning, every custom motorcycle was people picking up bikes that used to belong to their dads or somebody else's dad. Guys in the 60s picking up the panheads and the knuckleheads and the flatheads that their dads got when they got back from World War II and going, I'm gonna take my dad's bike and make something crazy out of it. You know, and then in the 70s, the same thing. And then in the 80s, well, now they're doing it to shovelheads. People are building choppers out of Evos, out of CB750s, out of anything. Anything can be a chopper. People build a chopper out of anything. But there's a few that it's a lot easier to because there are people out there like Eric, like Morris Magneto, who make stuff that really cut out a lot of the learning how to work a lathe or learning how to run a CNC machine, learning how to use CAD design. I know looking at the guy, you wouldn't think that this stuff happens on a computer, but it does. Eric can design a lot more stuff than just this. That's why he's so good at it. Is that okay to say? I'm not trying to French it up too much. The fact that those parts exist and that you can get them through F&A Custom Cycles and Morris Magneto, of course, the fact that you can get those cuts out for a lot of people who want to build a chopper and still want to have this and be like, hey, I built this with my own two hands. You have this part that cuts out a lifetime's worth of knowledge that you would have to have in order to build that part. Some people might say, well, you didn't build it yourself, somebody else did. I bet you're real fun at parties. I don't know what to tell you. It's like you can either spend a lifetime learning how to do it, or you can talk to Eric and you can make this. Now, when I say people build choppers out of their dad's bikes, out of old bikes, it's not just because they're cheap, it's because they're simpler. They're easier to work on, and it kind of stopped at the Evo. Some twin cam choppers out there, probably more now than there was 10, 15 years ago. There's some, not a lot. You don't see a ton of twin cam choppers. You see a lot of twin cam customs. There's a ton of twin cam engines out there. You don't see it. And the same thing with the Milwaukee 8. And for me, especially me, I'm going like, man, I guess that's it. Can't get a hold of an Evo. Man, Evos might even start to get expensive eventually. People are gonna start charging shovel. I can't believe what you people get for a shovel head now.
It's a lot.
When I was in high school, they gave them away, and I'm not even that freaking old.
Or
now
4-speed transmissions are.
Oh my God, dude, you could pay $5-6 grand for a running shovel head. Is like, you could find it for cheaper if you try, but they won't be running for long.
No.
And you know, when I was in high school, gosh, $1,000, $1,500 was all anybody would get for one. Iron head choppers going up the same. They're getting rarer and rarer. They don't make an Evo Sportster anymore. It just seems like all the things you'd make a chopper out of are gone. Not anymore.
Try to bring it back.
You can buy a used Softail Milwaukee 8 for $6,000, $7,000.
Yeah. Find one that's been, wrecked a little bit, or if it doesn't have the stock electronics, even cheaper, Got
messed up electronics, if it's a theft recovery.
Yeah, lost key fob.
Yeah, no key, all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
You can pick these up for next to nothing, and even one running great. I just did some research before I came over here, and I found half a dozen Milwaukee 8 Softail Street Bobs, most of them with 107s, a couple with 114s, that were for sale for under $8,000, which ain't free, but that's not.
That's asking price.
And that's just a quick search within a couple hundred miles of where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
They're out there. If you want a Milwaukee 8 engine and you want a chopper that hauls ass, that is all of a sudden much, much more attainable thanks to that carb adapter and that Magneto right there. If you want to toss all your wire in, have clean controls, you could even put a foot clutch on it if you wanted to.
You could.
Very easily at this point. You could throw away your front brakes, no switches on the handlebars, you could put a Springer front end on it. These are all things that you cannot do to a regular Harley Davidson. If you've ever taken apart the headlight nacelle on a Road King, or if you've ever gone through all that stuff, a million wires go through everything. I don't even know if they run if you take the damn headlight bulb out of them. You know, I don't want to know. Systems are so redundant and all over the place that if you do one thing somewhere, everything else is just cattywampus and messed up and it don't run no more. And that's not what you want on your chopper. You want simplicity. You don't want to see anything. You want everything that it needs to work to be aesthetic. I like that. I get it. You want some things to be complicated for art, but you want the things that make it work to be very uncomplicated for the same reasons. Well, that's enough talking about this bike. Let's see how it rides before it decides to rain on us.
Don't pull it out in front of a cop or anything.
No, I'll be fine, man. You know, knock on wood, I've always had pretty good luck. I've ridden cross country twice now with no tag. Yeah, not a single freaking stop, dude.
Holy shit.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I hate registering bike. I just am like, leave me alone, dude. I'm not hurting anybody. Crazy to think that I'm about to ride. I remember the very first time I rode a Milwaukee 8, 2017 or 16, I think. I can't believe I'm about to ride one without all this crap on it. That is wild. You wait for the hiss of the fuel pump. It's not there anymore. God, thing starts right up. It reminds me like a shovel head, man, or just instantaneous. This is what I love. Obviously not on this bike because you'd have to put a different tank on it to get your aesthetics here. But I'm telling you, not having all this garbage in front of you is so freaking cool. Having an actual wire to control your carburetor, not even your fuel injector. This is so cool. Okay, I know it's ugly. That's because this is for testing purposes only, okay? I will say for me though, not having all that crap right in front of me, that's beautiful. A first, baby. A first. I love it. The very first Milwaukee 8 with a Morris Magneto on it, carbureted, S&S Super hanging off the side of it, as they were intended to be. No ride-by-wire. And it runs just fine. Oh, it's so nice to finally be on a Milwaukee 8 and have my hand actually physically connected to, not the throttle body, to the carburetor. Now, I would take it just being physically connected to the throttle body, but it's physically connected to the carburetor. Hell yeah. God, man, bless him. What Eric has created here has extended the chopper scene and the custom scene far, far into the future. There's a reason I love this so much. There's a reason I'm so excited about it, and I hope I'm conveying that to you. Because you sit there and you worry that people won't be able to build motorcycles, that your great-great-grandkids ain't going to be able to build a chopper or anything like that, that these motorcycles are disposable. What Eric is doing is making them not disposable. The Milwaukee 8 engine, you go, okay, once everything around it's messed up, what do you do then? What can you do with the motorcycle when you got them miles and miles of wiring? Well, you can just throw all that wiring in the damn trash, slap a carburetor and a Magneto on it, and you're ready to rock and roll. Oh, I love it, dude. I gotta build one of these. This just makes me so insanely happy. I almost ain't got words for it. Oh, yes. Yes. All those guys out there are going, I'd buy a Milwaukee 8, but I don't know how to work on it. All the damn electronics, fuel injection, all that crap, all the little NOx sensors and nanny sensors and emissions. Oh, I couldn't work on that. Just give me an Evo. Give me something that's carbureted. Here you go. You can go out and buy yourself a fuel-injected, covered in sensors and emission controls, Milwaukee 8, throw all that stuff right in the trash, and have yourself a bike that you can fix just about anywhere. This is so awesome. Talk about keeping the dream alive, keeping choppers alive. F&A Customs, Eric, and Morris Magneto, I mean, I think they're already going down in history, but I'll say it again, they're gonna go down in history for revolutionizing the scene of choppers and what you can do with engines that are still being produced, like the Milwaukee 8. How damn cool is this? God, that's just made my day. It just made my day. If I was a different kind of man, I might be speechless, but I'm almost never speechless. It's not my blessing, my curse. We'll tell you the craziest thing about it. I can immediately tell it doesn't have a ride-by-wire, so that's nice. The craziest thing about it is how it feels exactly like a Milwaukee 8, just better. Like you expect, you go like, oh, it's gonna be something completely different, it's gonna ride completely different, I'm gonna be like, oh, this is crazy, and I'm like, no, I recognize this. It feels just like a Milwaukee 8. There's a good reason for that. It is one. It's a good reason it feels just like a Milwaukee 8. You couldn't tell from the video, I'm excited. Just the teaser video for this is already starting to go viral on Facebook, of all places. I normally don't even post on Facebook, but it's already full of comments of people who either don't understand why you would want this, or are angry that it exists for some reason, or people that think I'm getting paid by Eric, F&A Customs, and Morse Magneto. Kind of address all those things right now, I guess. As I said earlier in the video, this is not for everybody. Who this is for, somebody who wants to build a Milwaukee 8 chopper or a super simplified Milwaukee 8 platform motorcycle and doesn't want all of the wires, doesn't want the factory kill switches and start buttons and turn signals and knock sensors and ABS and all this crap. This literally cuts through the Gordian knot, eliminates everything that would stop you from changing your bike aesthetically, putting a different gas tank on it, putting up the frame to chop it, and then figuring out how to hide all the wires that have all their little cubby holes and tunnels and everything that goes through the stock stuff. Like everything underneath the outside, everything that you would change and move, all of that is designed to conceal all these miles of wiring, all these little boxes and computers and sensors and all this crap. That's there to do that. So if you want to start changing that, if you want to build a chopper, if you want to build something that's aesthetically completely different how it comes from the factory, the first thing you're going to run into is most of this stuff is designed to hide all that stuff. So if you change it, now you have tons of wiring and holes and stuff that was never supposed to see the light of day, all exposed for everybody to see. What the Magneto and the carb conversion does is allows you to cut through that Gordian knot, and you don't have to worry about that stuff, and you can do whatever you want with the bike. I'm sure there's some people who don't know how Magneto works. They're wondering how you can remove all this stuff and the motorcycle runs. Well, the Magneto is a mechanical spark. So it runs off a gear that's attached to the camshaft, and it is timed to the engine. When the camshaft rotates, it rotates a rare earth magnet inside the Magneto, and you know, whatever magic happens, it doesn't matter. You can look up exactly how Magneto works. What I'm telling you is it turns it mechanically, and that is what creates the spark for your engine. The faster it turns, the hotter spark it makes. So if you put a Kickstarter on the Milwaukee 8, or if you were bump starting it, if you had a race bike or something like that, you actually don't even need a battery to run it. There was a lot of confusion in the video on Facebook too, of people going like, it can't be Magneto fired, it has a battery. I don't know why people would think that just because an engine's Magneto fired, that doesn't mean you still can't have a stator and a battery and a starter. You just got to put in a relay for the starting system and a key switch or a button or something like that, and a kill switch, and you're fine. It's a very, very, very simple wiring system. Like I said, it's not for everybody. That's okay. If it's not for you, if you like hate the idea of this and you're like, man, I don't care. I want an Evo or a Shovelhead anyway because I want it to be super simple. Or if you're like, no, I want a Milwaukee 8, but I want all that stuff. Why would you take that out? That's how the engineers designed it. I want to keep all that stuff. That's fine. If you look at this and you're like, that's not for me, and it makes you angry that it's not for you, I don't really know what to tell you, because it's just not for you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy the stuff that you do have. But if you look at this and you're saying, man, that's for me, I really like this, well, then there you go. It exists. MorseMagneto.com. Help yourself out. And finally, there's people who are accusing me of shilling for Morse Magneto F&A Customs and getting paid to do this. This is a paid advertisement. It's not. I did this for free. A few different reasons. The first of which is Eric is my friend. I've known Eric Allard for a very long time. We've made a lot of videos together. We've had a lot of fun, drank plenty of beers, smoked a lot of grass. By the way, if you're in the Oregon area, make sure to ask your local bud tender for sessions. It's Eric from F&A Customs' absolute favorite. And huge thanks to everybody in the PNW who always smokes Sessions and Brapstar, because you guys are the reason that I don't have to take any money for advertisements. I can help out my friends, I can speak about products that I truly believe in, and I don't need to get paid for it because we do other stuff. that I also believe in. Eric's a friend. He creates a product I believe in. I like the philosophy behind it, the idea of making these motors simple so future generations can still make a simplified chopper, that they're not just going to be lost to time, that your only option is to have all these emissions and smog control and computers, and you need all this stuff in order to create a stripped down simple bike or a chopper or anything like that. I love the idea of that. I hate the idea of this dying with the Evo or even with a twin cam, and the fact that he opened it up for future generations, I find that to be worth talking about. And I don't need to get paid to talk about something that I believe is worth talking about, worth showing people. On top of the fact that Eric's my boy, okay? Like, of course I'm going to tell you guys what he's up to. And speaking of things that boys and sometimes girls are up to around Brapstar and Shade Tree Army, I've got an update for you that I'm probably not going to put in this video. Not everybody makes it to the end. Not everybody's going to be interested in this. But I am going to have an unlisted video linked in the description below. It'll be linked at the end of this video as well. And if you are interested in hearing about what another friend of the channel and very close personal friend of mine has been up to for the last couple of years, namely one Shop Goblin, if you remember Kayla from the channel, go ahead and click that link down below. Again, this is going to be for the true believers out there, the Brapstar weirdos, the Shade Tree Army mech pilots, all you guys out there that make it to the end of every video, that are hanging out in the Discord, that come to the Forgotten Angels camp out. This one's for you guys. And if you're new here, you're more than welcome to check it out too, but I don't know how much of the lore you're actually going to recognize with what's going on. It's also going to be the only way to get the Law Abiding Citizens Club patch. A bunch of guys have been asking me for it. I actually had people asking when the Law Abiding Citizens patch was going to be back in stock. Well, it's never been in stock. I've never actually made it. It only exists as a dream. But in that unlisted video with the formerly Shop Goblin, now legendary dragon Kayla, in that unlisted video below, you'll learn how I'll send you one of those patches or pins or stickers or whatever we make of it, and a bunch of other goodies, a Brapstar pack. I will send you that for free, for $0. That's all down below. We're going to catch up with what Kayla's been doing. And I want to invite you guys to take part in a project that she's been working on that is super, super special. It's completely changed my life in a lot of the ways that I do things, and it's finally ready. It's been what she's been working on for all these years that she's not been on the channel. It's something I'm super excited about, and I want you guys to kind of take part in it. This is very early stuff. It's brand new. Like, I would say it's probably not ready for mass consumption yet, but I think it's ready for, you know, all the Brapstar weirdos out there to take part in. And I don't know, I want to send you guys something special for doing it. Anyway, that unlisted video is going to be linked down below. Go ahead and click on it to learn more. I'm not going to put it in this video because this video is about Magneto-driven Milwaukee 8s, not about me, Kayla, and all y'all special projects. Anyway, that's going to about do it for this time. Until next time, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade Tree Army, Shade Tree Army, armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade Tree Army, Shade Tree Army, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade Tree Army, Shade Tree Army, who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade Tree Army, Shade Tree Army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.